So really, really quick, you have been in some sort of preparation, okay? You've been waiting on something. Spirit is hinting for you to get ready to receive. Okay, you could have put in this order back in the winter of last year. The flowers in the cup has that spring energy, so something's getting ready to blossom here. Now, lately you could be experiencing a change of thought. You'll walk into a room like you're about to do something, but then when you get in that room, you have a completely different idea. I had plans to go back outside. I just came home, but I wanted to step back out. If you're a tarot reader, you understand. One way or another, you just wind up pulling cards. Like like I said, I didn't expect to pull cards right now, but the message that came through was very loud and clear. All right, collective, you did not give up hope. You did not give in to the doubts, the fears, the setbacks. You didn't give in to anything that was overly complicated. You had the resilience to find the light within you. You had the resilience to find the light in the dark. Okay, red tattoos could be significant. You could have a red tattoo. I'm seeing a dragon, seeing a red butterfly. Okay, I'm seeing a red yin yang symbol. You could have connections to shamans. You could have connections to Egypt. You could have connections with Mother Gaia. Wow, this is the first time I'm getting this. It's almost like she's become vapor. If you look at her hair, her clothes, it's like all made of the same fabric. Her hat. You've had to become very flexible in something that you endured recently. And it was all because it was getting you into alignment with that full moon energy, right? And that full moon is typically about an ending or seeking clarity. With that flexibility, it made you stronger, it made you more aware. Spirit saying the challenges that you went through was sharpening your blade. They're showing me Blue Eye Samurai. Okay, you could watch that show. So the main character, right? She's frowned upon because her eyes are different from society. And so she goes through some things and she sets out for revenge. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's relevant to the message. She seeks revenge. And for a while in the story, her sword was enough for what she needed to do with it, up until it wasn't, right? Her sword broke, and she comes back to the swordman and explains she needs her sword, like the job isn't done. And basically, she's told that all this time you've been seeking revenge. You've been leading with pain. You've been leading with anger as your motivation. All right. Because of how difficult this experience may have been for you, you're experiencing a shift in your heart space. This is a heart activation. Your solar plexus as well. Shifting your why. This is no longer about the past. This is no longer about something to prove. This has nothing to do with your haters, the conspirators behind you. This is about doing what you love from a place of love. Ooh, I know you heard that click. And it's the truth. The Blue Eye Samurai, she gets her new sword, and now her and the sword are able to become one. But it was necessary because all that time she was enraged. She was consumed by revenge, and her sword broke. Right? She even experienced a point where she was broken from battle. And in order to go on, she had to not only did she need a new sword, but she needed a new state of consciousness. She needed a new mindset, right? And she goes on to make her new sword, and she puts her intentions into it. She puts all the metal that she's collected, and she puts a new ingredient And can you guess what that ingredient was? She put love. She put love into this new sword. And I haven't actually finished the show, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that she's now able to go on to her mission with the full backing of her own self. She will no longer feel held back by herself, by her potential, by her rage. There would just be a union between the swordsman and the sword itself. So you could be experiencing this in regards to your life purpose, something that you're pursuing, okay, meeting head to head with roadblocks in the mind, only to be guided back to yourself with that vapor energy, right? To then allow these thoughts and emotions to come as they go. I don't know why I keep stuttering here. I keep stuttering when it comes to the shadow work. Okay, so this is something that you may have had to start and stop for a few times until you got it right. But it's awakening a whole new power within you. It's awakening a whole new oomph within you to now go ahead and do your thing. Saturn return could be significant. You could be in your Saturn return. I'm picking that up with that heavy. We have the Three of Swords with the Ace of Wands. This is alluding back to the same energy of how you've had to see the light in the darkness. You've had to see clarity in the chaos with those clouds. And I'm hearing you may have felt like you had to get burned at the stake in order to burn brightly, right? In order to shine, in order to be. With this three of Swords, this heartbreak energy, it could have felt like it came with a cost, like to be yourself, to transform. And Spirit's reminding you of just how proud of you that they are, that you had such a strong intuition, such a strong connection to your vision and what you want out of life, that no matter what went down, it didn't matter. You still stuck with it, even if you had to start and stop. And it's because of this you're going to be experiencing clear skies soon. Okay, it hasn't been easy. Okay, you could have even wanted to quit at a certain point, but it didn't matter, because deep down you're like, okay, you may experience these emotions, but you never actually act upon quitting. You just don't operate like that. You just don't operate that way. You don't have a quitting bone in your body. Like you just don't do that shit. So yeah, because of this, you're flying to a clearer place in life. Whew, wow. Okay. And another thing about Blue Eye Samurai, right? She's outcasted because of her looks, because of who her parents are. Okay, if you know, you know. I won't get into it too much, but she's outcasted, and you could have experienced being outcasted for who you are, what you do, especially with the High Priestess energy, right? This is someone who's very private, someone who is very intuitive. You have certain practices, rituals, routines, things that connect you to the divine, and things that also, I'm hearing the word perturbs others, things that makes others curious or intimidated. And regardless, you're learning to step in that with power. Ooh, yeah. You've gained a lot of maturity on this path. You've gained a lot of wisdom. And because you had the courage, the faith to see this through, whatever this is for you is going to last for a long time. Okay, it's going to be able to feed you, your family. It's going to be able to help you expand, grow, new territory, new land. All right, you could be into crystals. You could make crystals. I'm noticing the turquoise on his neck. You could have Sagittarius in your chart with that turquoise energy. Okay, I'm hearing emerald. Emerald could be significant. But someone here learned that love shines brighter than the sun. And I'm noticing that behind his head, it almost looks like a sun, right? Instead of a yellow sun, it's green, right? Green is in the heart chakra. So someone is finding out that, wow, through and through, they have attacked my heart. They have attacked my integrity. They have attacked my confidence. And you're finally becoming hip to those patterns and breaking through the illusion, breaking through, having a breakthrough, to the point where you're inviting stability in your consciousness. You're aligning your world. Wow. And we have the justice right behind it. And doesn't this look like the Blue Eye Samurai? So yeah, you're aligning your worlds. They reminded me in Avatar, right? Avatar's goal was to unite the nations, right? Earth, wind, fire, and water, to bring harmony in all the lands. And you could have a similar mission, okay? You could have a similar soul purpose to raise the consciousness of the planet. Your gifts could require you to travel to heal people across the country. Your gifts could involve moving in stealth, okay? Moving in stealth because Spirit had to know that you were ready for it. And that's why the start and stop energy was there earlier, because Spirit had to know that you were unstoppable. Okay, they had to make you that way. Because once this gets rolling, it's rolling. I'm hearing masterpiece. And I'm noticing that this ninja, this warrior, has two blades. Okay, so dual welding could be significant. Someone here could go to the gun range a lot. Someone here could be ambidextrous. Picking up on an event planner as well. Someone who plans like masquerade balls and stuff like that. I just heard New Orleans. I heard Louisiana. I'm hearing Louisiana, Chicago, San Francisco, Zimbabwe. I'm looking at the earth and they're throwing me a lot of places right now. Pakistan, New Hampshire. Okay, so just to clarify, if you resonate with those places, this message is for you. But yeah, it's time, collective. You've been in planning mode, preparation mode, and they're saying at some point, when you look at the moon phases, right, the prepping and planning was all throughout your journey. And at some point, you had this realization that I have to actually adjust and receive, right? I have to actually act as if, and realize that you're going from planning to receiving to living. Like you're getting ready to live this experience, this reality that you've worked so steadily, okay? And I mean steadily. Like this took a lot from you in terms of relationships, location, jobs, and okay, especially if you resonate with Saturn return, you know, right? And all of this took place for you. Again, you're becoming the biggest boss. Except this ain't a video game. They're not going to be able to beat you. Like whatever came up against you will not stand a chance, because you've gone through this deep transformation. So after all of this, don't doubt it for a second. After all, just really think about that. After all that you've experienced, don't you think it's time?